So it's been another week for the development of Stellaris, and we're going into a very interesting direction at the moment. As recently we have the so-called story pack announced, which is Leviathans, which is coming up somewhere in the near future, and which is accompanying 1.3 Heinlein. Now, today is going to be about a feature that is going to be part of the Leviathan story pack, which is, in this particular case, the Enclaves. Now, this particular topic was already kind of alluded to about 2 to 3 weeks ago, but we finally got confirmation on that one last week during the announcement. So far, the Enclaves seem to be very interesting in terms of their mechanics, as initially there will be 3 available with the Leviathan story pack. Basically, they are kind of like the civilization city-states. I think that's a relatively decent comparison, where they are basically areas in space, each having their own little abilities and be able to give you things. So, just taking it from the top, there is the traders, the artists, and the curators. And the traders allows you to exchange minerals for energy and vice versa. So kind of like a trading sort of empire, or a bank you could call it. And of course they get a significant amount of markup on that. And I guess that would be very useful in case you're not on very good terms with any empires nearby, and having a difficult time getting energy for minerals and vice versa. Then there is the artists. And funnily enough, the artists are the ones in here that are covered the least, as in there is no screenshots in this particular depth diary for the artists. Now, I did reach out to Wiz, the lead developer on this particular project, and I asked him, what do the artists actually do? Now, looking at the description in the depth diary, they tell us that it allows you to commission a piece of art that can be placed on one of your planets as a building, or become their patron support for more advanced works. Now, the commissioning a art piece, I asked what this could actually do and what sort of modifiers that would be in place. It looks like bonuses to migration, as well as generally happiness bonuses are attached to that. Now, it will take up a whole tile, so you may need to balance it, and it's also not really shown that you can just dump it anywhere you want, or whether or not it needs to be near the actual artist enclave. And of course, you can become their patron for more advanced works, but a little bit more on that later. Finally, there's the curator, which allows you to purchase star charts, enlist their aid in furthering your research, or purchasing information about a different guardian and their weakness. Now, the guardians, of course, are the giant monsters in space that we've already talked about last week during the Leviathans announcement. But of course, it's always cool to see these. So the traders, the artists, and the curators have advanced abilities to them as well. Apparently, the traders can sell you a unique strategic research that is only accessible to them. That is actually really fascinating, because it turns it into a rather interesting economic game. Now, I'm really interested on what sort of unique strategic resource we're talking about here and what sort of impact it's going to have, but we'll see about that when the expansion comes out. Artists can ask to organize a festival across your worlds, improving happiness across your entire empire. I'm sure this can take like a year for a ungodly amount of credits, really. Curators will allow you to recruit one of their researchers, which provide access to unique technologies not otherwise researchable. So we're looking at brand new technologies right here. Looking at this so far, the curators and the traders are by far the most interesting ones, even though the artists can generate happiness earlier on, which can increase your productivity bonuses as well. So overall, all 3 of them are looking pretty good, but traders and curators so far are the standout ones right here, and specifically the curator ones seem to be the most important ones. Very fascinating stuff here, and it looks like that if you are leaning towards the fanatical purifier type of thinking, you can choose to simply attack an enclave as well. As you can see, their space stations are quite powerful, but obviously 14.5k is not invincible. Obviously, these are just placeholder numbers right now, but that's pretty much what you can expect from this one. And apparently you can also find valuable salvage and technologies amongst the wreckage of these space stations. So especially probably the curators are going to be very interesting in that regard. So next week, we're going to go and bite into the main selling point of the Leviathan storing pack. We're going to be talking about Guardians next week. So, and here apparently is a little teaser of what to expect. Until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other.